Hello, my name is Grace Gaskell. I was born in High Point, North Carolina, but I have a hard time considering it my hometown. I hope to be a journalist in the next couple of years, and currently I'm studying professional writing. You may have heard me say, I have a hard time considering High Point my hometown. Why, you ask? Well, when I was 6, my family moved to Colorado. When I was 10, my family moved back to North Carolina. And when I was 16, my family moved to Rwanda, Africa. From ages 15 to 21, I lived in at least 10 different houses, but I stopped counting along the way. Stability, simplicity, and home sweet home were not in my vocabulary. The biggest and hardest move was the flight over the Atlantic Ocean to Rwanda. A 16-year-old should not be that severely uprooted. Although it was a challenge, it allowed me to have a completely unique identity. When I moved to Rwanda, I became a TCK. TCK stands for Third Culture Kid. If you are still unsure of what I'm talking about, don't worry. 90% of everyone I talk to has never heard of TCKs. A Third Culture Kid is someone whose parents are from one culture. So in my case, my parents are American, so my first culture is American culture. Then the kid moves to a new culture, so for me, Rwanda. The kid takes a little bit of both cultures and creates his own culture, resulting in a third culture, a culture completely unique to him. Because of this, there are parts of me that are distinctly American. There are parts of me that are distinctly Rwandan, and there are other parts of me that leave both cultures scratching their heads wondering where in the world I'm from. For example, I love baseball. That's definitely part of my American culture. You can take me out to the ball game any day. On the other hand, I love Rwandan traditional dance and will gladly start dancing at any social setting with music. And then a third example would be that I make friends really quickly. I adapt to new cultures with ease, and I'm not afraid to show up to places alone with the chance that I'll meet someone new. I guess you could say I have an open mind. Not to be rude with this next statement, but Rwandans don't have open minds, and Americans don't really either. So far, you might think that TCK life sounds fun. Most of the time, it's great, but it isn't always a jolly walk in the park. For starters, I look American. At first glance, I'm labeled as a regular white girl, and people never have the opportunities to hear about my insides. Because of this, I often feel left out of both cultures. I have really good friends in both countries, but I'm usually a step or two behind the conversation because I'm not up on all the latest trends. Because I have a culture unique to myself, I tend to stand out from the rest. This is not too bad, but it gets tiring. Also, people don't know who TCKs are, so they don't know to look for me. We are kind of a forgotten people group. When I'm in America and I meet a new person, I play a game with myself to see how many steps I can take before Rwanda enters the conversation. Maybe 2 or 3 times that I can dodge it, but inevitably it always comes up. I used to be embarrassed by my Rwandan culture because I just wanted to fit in with Americans. But over time I've learned to embrace my TCK identity. I love having multiple cultures mixed up inside me, and I love having friends all over the world. Sure, my story is more complicated than most 21-year-old American girls, but it's my story, a story God has written for me, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.